Hello friends, how are you all? So let us continue international economics. In this particular video, we will discuss about three different terminologies, which is yields, interest, and returns. Okay, so normally you must have heard these three words, and most of the times we are confused what exactly is the difference between yield, interest, and returns. So these are used in the context of bonds, right? So whenever we invest in bonds, so you must have heard that that bond yields are going up or bond yields are going down, and then there is another thing called interest rate or coupon rate, and then there is something called returns on investments. So usually all these three words, they relate to the income that you obtain from investment basically. Okay, so any income you obtain from the investment, so either we call it the interest that you get or return that you get or the yields that you get. But there is some difference theoretically. Okay, so in order to clear our concept, I have made this video, and you will understand it what exactly is the difference between these three things, right? So that whenever any MCQ appears, it will be clear in your mind what they are talking about. Okay, so let me explain it to you by using an example. So I will use an example of a bond, right? So consider that there is a bond of face value. Face value, you already know what is face value. So the face value of this bond is 5,000 rupees. Okay, and it is of 10-year maturity. So the bond tenor period is 10 year, and it is paying a coupon of 500 rupees per annum. Okay, so there is a coupon of 500 rupees per annum. So at the end of first year you will get 500 rupees, at the end of second year you will get 500 rupees, like that. So this is about the bond. I hope you have understood this. Now suppose I purchase this bond after 1 year of its issue at a discount. Okay, so see, let us look at the timeline. So this is basically the timeline of the bond issuance. So this is the 0th year, mean today. So the company issues bond today. Okay, so say for example this is 1st January 2020. Okay, so say the bond was issued on 1st January 2020. This period is 1 year. Okay, so this is in years. So this date will be 1st January 2021. This will be 1st January 2022. This will be 1st January 2023, and like that. Okay, so this is issued for 10 years. Now let us look at this. What will happen? So see, company has issued a bond on 1st January 2020. Okay, and people may have purchased it. So a lot of people purchased this bond, people subscribe to the bond. Now I went into the secondary market and I purchased this bond after 1 year of issuance. Okay, so after 1 year, somebody was holding this bond for 1 year and he wanted to sell it. So I purchased that bond from that person in the secondary market after 1 year. Okay, and I got the bond at a discount. At a discount meaning at a price less than face value. So face value was 5,000 rupees, but I got it at only rupees 4,000. Okay, so the bond is selling at discount. Okay, bond is selling at discount because of because of low demand, or maybe because people have lost trust in that bond. So that is why the bond is selling at a discount in the secondary market. So this is just an exemplification of this particular, I am just giving you an example. So that's why I have created this example in such a way that I will be able to explain to you the three concepts. So after another 1 year, I will get my first coupon payment. See, if somebody is selling me bond, so he is also selling me the coupons associated with it, right? So I am purchasing this bond today, right? So obviously I will not get payment here because just now I have received it. I will receive the coupon payment after holding the bond for 1 year. So for example, I hold this bond for another 1 year and I will get my first coupon payment on 1st January 2022. So I will get rupees 500 here. Okay, I am getting rupees 500 as my coupon payment here. This is my first income coming from the bond that I purchased. Okay. So the coupon rate is, what is the meaning of coupon rate? Coupon rate is nothing but the coupon payment divided by the face value of the bond. Okay, divided by the face value of the bond, multiply by 100 because we want to convert it into percentage. So anything we want to calculate in percentage, we multiply by 100, right? So this is 500 divided by 5000 multiplied by 100, it gives us 10%. So the coupon rate is 10% here because face value was 5000 and coupon payment was 500. So coupon rate is 10%. This is easy. Now coupon rate is nothing but the interest rate of the bond. Okay, so coupon rate is same as interest rate. So here the interest rate is 10% and interest rate is always calculated as coupon payment divided by the face value. So coupon payment as a percentage of face value is the interest rate. So I hope this first concept is clear to you. Now you have understood what is this interest, what is interest rate. Now let us move forward. But what would be my yield? Okay, we have understood what is interest or what is coupon. But what is the meaning of yield? Let us understand. So yield is always calculated as a net income, that is, coupon payment minus the investment cost. For example, when you purchased this bond, okay, you must have paid some management fee. Okay, to some broker, management or brokerage fee you must have paid. Like anything, okay, you must have paid some fee. So that is the expenses of holding this bond. So your net income is always the coupon payment, that is the interest payment you are receiving, minus the cost you are bearing because of holding this bond. Okay, so investment cost as a percentage of your actual investment. Okay, how much money you actually paid. So even if the face value was 5000, but the actual price you paid was only 4000. So bond yield is defined as your net income. Okay, in the numerator will come the net income divided by your actual investment. So what is my net income? Net income for 1 year will be my coupon payment minus, say management fee was 50 rupees. Okay, I'm just assuming it that I paid 50 rupees management fee. So I am getting 450 rupees as the net income per annum divided by my original investment was 4000. Okay, my actual investment was 4000 even if the face value was 5000. So when you calculate this, 450 divided by 4000 multiplied by 100, you get 11.25. So my yield is 11.25 and my interest rate was 10%. Okay, so I hope now you understood the difference between yield and the coupon rate or interest rate. Now let us move ahead. Suppose the price of bond presently, that is after 2 years of issue. See, I am receiving this coupon payment at the end of 2 years, right? This is the first year. This is the second year. I purchased the bond after the completion of first year, that is from somebody. I held it for 1 year. So already the bond has completed 2 years of maturity, right? First year and then second year. Now, when I purchased the bond, the price was 4000 rupees. Okay, when I purchased the bond, price was 4000 rupees. But say after 1 year I am holding the bond, okay, the price becomes 4200. Okay, so when I am receiving my first coupon payment, this 500 rupees, when I receiving my first coupon payment, the price increases from 4000 to 4200. Okay, so price is fluctuating. So in that case, we calculate another parameter which is known as current yield. Okay, so current yield is same as yield, but here you will use net income in the numerator and in the denominator you will use the current price of that bond. Okay, what is the current price? Like for which year you are calculating the current yield, you have to divide it with the current price. So my net income is 500 minus 50, that is 450 divided by 4200 because this is the current price for that year. And when you calculate this, you get 10.71%. So this is your current yield. Okay, just try to remember these simple concepts. Now let us come to returns. Okay, what are returns? So returns are the total profits you get from your investments after you sell the asset. Okay, after you sell the asset, whatever is the total income or total profit including the coupon payment, okay, that will give your total return from investment. आपको कितना total पैसा वापिस आ रहा है. So the returns include the capital gains plus the interest payments. Okay, so it will include any capital gain. For example, you purchase the coupon for say 4,000 rupees. After 2 years, you sell it for 4,500 rupees, for an example. So this 500 rupees is your capital gains, right? 500 rupees is your capital gains. And along with this, if you are holding this for 2 years, you will get 2 coupon payments. So one first year 500, second year 500. So these are your interest payment. So whenever you are holding any bond, there are 2 types of incomes possible. One income is your interest or coupon payment, and second income is your capital gains, possible capital gains. You may face capital loss also, right? For example, if you purchase the bond for 4,000 rupees, but after 2 years when you sell it, the price is 3,800. So here you have a capital loss of 200 rupees. So it can be capital gains or capital loss. You have to find your total income from that investment. So see, I will extend the example. For example, now after another year, that is 3 years of bond issue, you sell your bond in the secondary market at 4,500 rupees. So we have seen here, see, let us come to the timeline. After completion of 1 year, I purchased the bond for 4,000. After 1 year, the price became 4,200. I received my first coupon payment. I am holding this bond again for another year. And now the price becomes 4,500. And now I feel that I want to sell this bond. Okay. But obviously, since I have held this for another 1 year, I will receive my second coupon payment of 500 rupees. So only after I receive my second coupon of 500 rupees, I will sell this bond at 4,500 in the secondary market. So now after completion of 3 years of bond issue and 2 years of holding by me, I am selling the bond in secondary market for 4,500 rupees. Now my annual return is what? See, my annual return is my total net income earned annually. Okay, what is the annual income I am earning from the holding of this bond divided by my initial investment multiplied by 100. Okay, so see, I am holding the bond for 2 years, right? And I have received 2 coupon payments. So my coupon income is 1,000 rupees, 500 plus 500 for 2 years. Okay, so income I earned from coupon is 1,000. My management fee was say 50 rupees. So it was a one-time fee. For the first year I had paid it. Okay, so I had paid one time 50 rupees. My capital gains are selling price minus purchase price. You know the formula for capital gains. So I sold the bond at 4,500. I purchased it at 4,000 rupees. So my capital gain is 500 rupees. Okay. Now my total net income in 2 years. Okay, this is the net income in 2 years. 1,000 rupees as coupon payments. 500 rupees as capital gains. Okay, this is the capital gains. These are the bonds, these are the coupon payments, and this 50 rupees I have to subtract as management fee because I am paying this fee. Okay, so 1,000 plus 500 minus 50, 1,450. So this 1,450 is my total income in 2 years. This is the income earned in 2 years. So in finance, we do the rough calculation. So per annum income is basically 1,450 divided by 2, which is 725. Okay, so 2 साल में 1,450 रुपए इनकम हुई. डिवाइडेड बाय 2 कर दो, 1 साल का इनकम मिल जाएगा 725. सो आई एम अर्निंग अ टोटल ऑफ 725 रुपीज पर एनम फ्रॉम दिस बॉन्ड. ओके, सो माई एनुअल रिटर्न्स बिकम एनुअल नेट इनकम divided by my initial investment multiplied by 100. 725 divided by 4,000 multiplied by 100 is 12.125%. So this is my returns. This is my returns on investment. Okay, इसको ROI भी बोलते हैं. This is also called as ROI, return on investment. So I hope now you have understood the difference between interest rate, interest or coupon rate, yield. Yield also there are 2 types. One is your annual yield, one which depends on your actual investment, and another one is your current yield. Okay, and the third one is returns, annual returns, returns on investment. Okay, so these are the 3 concepts. I have explained it to you. Okay, you may want to watch this video once or twice in order to understand this, but it is a very, very simple concept. Just try to understand what are the difference between these 3 things. Now, what is the meaning of yield curve? Okay, yield curve is another thing that we usually look at when it comes to finance, and also especially the international finance. Okay, so bonds are of different maturities, right? We know this. So bond may be of 1 year, it may be 5 years, it may be 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, right? So bonds are of different maturities, 1 year to 30 years or 40 years. And yield curve is a comparison between the long term and short term bond coupon rates or yield rates basically. Okay, so just keep one thing in mind, that bond or coupon rates and yield rates are proportional to each other. Okay, so if bond rates are increasing, your yields will also increase, because see, bond is basically what, your bond rate is what, your bond payments. So yield will also include that bond payment, because that is the income you are earning annually from it, right, minus some management fee or something. So basically these two are very much directly related. So yield curve is basically the comparison between the long-term bond yield and short-term bond yield. Okay. Usually the longer term bonds have higher interest or coupon rate than short-term bonds. So usually if you are purchasing a 30-year bond and if you are purchasing a 5-year bond, you will find that the 30-year bond will have a higher coupon rate. Okay, it will have a higher coupon rate देन अ 5 ईयर. सो जो लंबे समय का बॉन्ड होता है उसमें कूपन रेट ज़्यादा होता है, उसमें ज़्यादा इंटरेस्ट पेमेंट होता है. वाई? बिकॉज दिस इज कॉल्ड द टर्म प्रीमियम, which reflects the amount investors expect to be compensated for lending for longer periods. See, now you are taking more risk. You are giving the money for 30 years. Okay, and that's why your risk is higher. In 30 years anything can happen. So you are asking for a term premium. Term premium meaning you want some extra money, in order to compensate for this extra risk that you are taking, for lending for longer periods. So term premium meaning, premium means what? Premium means extra payments. Okay, extra payment that you are asking because you are lending for longer period. आप लंबे समय के लिए पैसा दे रहे हो, 30 साल के लिए पैसा दे रहे हो. तो basically what is happening here, that because you are lending for longer period, your risk is also high. So anything can happen in 30 years. So that's why it is more risky. That's why if more risky, so you will ask for more returns. Okay, more coupon payments. So usually this is the case. So usually if you look at the yield curve, it will look like this, upward sloping. Okay, it is a upward sloping yield curve. Basically on the y-axis you have the coupon rate or yield rate, and on the x-axis you have the term, maturity term. Okay, so 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, 5 years, 30 years, like this. So if you look at this, the 30 years coupon, the 30-year bond, they have a higher coupon rate than a 5-year, than a 3-year or 1 year. Right? So your yield is increasing with maturity. So this is known as a normal yield curve. Okay, this is a normal yield curve. Normally the yield curves are like this. This is a normal yield curve. But sometimes what happens, the yield curves get inverted. उल्टा हो जाता है. Okay, it gets reversed. And it is an indication of looming recession. Okay, so basically if people feel, if the yield, not people feel, but if the yield curve gets inverted, see, ultimately, this yield curve is obtained by plotting what is actually the different yield rates of the different bonds, okay, in the international market, और even in the domestic market for that matter. तो हम लोग देखेंगे कि 1 साल के बॉन्ड का कितना यील्ड है, 2 साल वाले बॉन्ड का कितना यील्ड है, 3 साल वाले का कितना है, 30 का कितना है, and that is how you plot this yield curve. So practically if you look at it, you will see that in normal period it is upward sloping only, like this, it is going upwards. But if you find that the yield curve is inverted, मतलब ऐसा उल्टा हो गया है, like this, okay, if it has gone as a downward sloping, so it is known as inverted yield curve, and it is a symbol of recession. Okay, that recession is coming in the economy. Why? Because see, it is a clear-cut indication that people are demanding more of the shorter term bonds. Okay, 5 साल वाले की डिमांड ज़्यादा है, इसलिए उसका yield ज़्यादा है. Okay, see here, you look at this. Basically here, not the demand, but basically the yield of your 5 years is more than the yield of your 10 years or yield of your 30 years. So what does that mean? It means that people move their investment for short term to long term instruments. Okay, so people feel that it is not beneficial to invest in the short term. So the demand for the short term instruments, that is 5 years and 10 years, is less than the demand for 30 years bond. okay, as they are pessimistic about the near future. So they feel that in the near future it is not going to benefit, okay, if they invest in like 5-year bond or 10-year bond or 1-year bond, it is not going to benefit them. So they keep on investing in the longer period bonds in the 30 years. So if they keep on investing more in the longer tenor bonds, it means the demand for longer term bond increases. If the demand increases, that means their price also increases, and if their price increases, their yield goes down. Okay, so their yield is, this we will see in another lesson, what is the relation between price and yield. So basically just understand this, that it is a symbol of a recession if the yield curve reverses or it gets inverted. So this is about the three concepts I want to tell you. This is very important for international finance also, because usually we compare the yield curve of different economies of say USA, UK, Europe, America, Singapore, India, right? We compare it and then we look at how those markets are doing. Okay, this is a very important indication. That's why I have covered this topic. So just remember that inverted yield curve is an indicator of recession. So this was about this. Let us continue for international economics in the next video also. Thank you.